You're now tuned into STWF TV, the Parlay Perspective. The Parlay Perspective.
Five, four, three, two, one.
What's up, fellas? Welcome to the Parlay Perspective in the much minimized introduction.
Shaved off a whole minute and a half.
We went from a marathon to a sprint.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's get it.
How y'all doing on two, as he calls it, happy, what two?
Take out a slippers day. It's on day. When we talk sports first, of course. You know how we do it. How y'all doing, man?
Making it, brother. Making it. We got
Jake in the building.
Yeah, what up? I'm on time tonight. What up?
Yes, sir. We wanted you in here, Jake, man. Hey, what's the deal, Coach? That's what I should be saying, man. Gotta replace Dale in some capacity, man. I hope I did the best impression I could.
Well, you know, he got really high standards.
Yes, standards is high as heck, man. And he was over here letting it fly last night on our Chop Up show. If you haven't tuned in or tuning in any of our shows at all, you're new here, welcome. Like, share, subscribe, STWF TV. Hit our fabulous platform and website, STWFsports.com, man. You know, put in your bookmarks so you don't have to write it in after I just told y'all what it is tonight. So, what is it?
That part, man. Got a lot of topics to cover. Hopefully we do our due diligence and do what we need to do. So right off the bat, let's see where we at. We talked about marathon and sprint. Had a little bit of action this weekend. The ever braggadocious Noah Lyles got shoved right after the 200-meter race. I think Dale got everything everywhere now. We actually got a little bit of a snippet here to share with everybody. Let's see.
Playing in his sandbox.
I know, right? So we do have it, though. I promise you we have it. And kick this off. Share.
No,
Can I see it?
Yep.
Let's get it.
Sour grapes. He
Got ready to square up.
Oh, man, listen here. Have any of us ran track? I know we all been in races before, but any of us ran track? I ran track for a little bit, not too much in my life, but I ran it probably up until like the end of middle school. One thing I was taught, and we probably was taught too in racing, is you don't look back. And that's either if you're in the lead, somebody's going to take it, or if you're looking back, it's kind of the taunting like tactic. I'm looking at the video right there. Of course, Noah Lyles is one of the best, if not the best in this game. And that's what he did. And Kenny didn't like it. Especially as the loser as well. You know what I'm saying? Not being able to, if only Noah Lyles would have looked back earlier in the race. But in all, clickbait. We know the Olympics is coming up soon. We know other events are going to happen this summer. One that's Sunday. I'm hearing as well that Lyles was talked to about this, and he said there's no bad blood between the two guys. It's just the competitiveness in the race. We'll see how far that goes. But hey, we got another track and field star that we may have not known about. Now you can click on him and learn about the 26-year-old individual who now is going to have an eye in this race Sunday because of this right here. This is kind of how you make yourself in the game nowadays, especially in the professionals. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like this. Noah don't need it. he's already got that. We've seen it with the likes of Tyreek Hill and other people, you know, him shouting about how NBA titles don't mean more than, you know, his titles. So this is an added page in his hate book, I'll say.
Yeah, he's a polarizing guy, but technically he's marketing the sport, but you know, he's doing his best. It's a heel. He's a heel. Yeah, y'all wrestling heads know what it is. He's a heel, and he's embracing that role. And for better or for worse, this is just what he's choosing to do. I'm sure it helps his marketability. The fact that we know him and we don't know, you can go through any year and years of racing and probably only name one or two people that you actually remember or knew them while they were doing this. It's popular when the season, I mean, like when the Olympics come around. But in general, we're not really following track like that. So he's helping. But look, it turns out people in his own sport don't like him either. He's annoying. So just bro's the antagonist, and you know, he thinks he's the MC. What can you do? He's good though, so no harm, no foul.
Absolutely. As the World Athletic Championships take place from September 13th to 21st in Tokyo. But like I said, we have one here on the way. It is coming on Sunday. These two will be matched up against each other again. And it'll be dope, as Lyles is the defending world and Olympic champion over 100 meters. And he has the edge with Sunday's 200-meter victory in Eugene. But it's been for Bednarek, the form of his life of late, running a personal best in the last couple races. So maybe this gets Kenny a win Sunday. Like I said, for the track and field people that love this sport, I'm going to tune in to this. I want to see what happens out of this, because we know, and Will, as every sport is, Coach, we know, Jake, you know too, it's always a changing or the passing of a baton.
Mm-hmm.
And Noah can still be that guy, but we've heard about this man for years, and usually, you know, in track and field, you know, there's always a new phenomenon coming through the scenes. And this man's young. They're both young. But this is interesting to see. Shout out to the fellas, man. Negative or positive publicity is the best publicity, I was told.
No such thing as bad pub.
No, not at all.
FC Dallas updates, I guess, our adoptive team. Couple updates with them. So they did have a transfer. I think it's Marco Furfans. Got a permanent transfer to the Club Tigers of the UANL. They had an acquisition of goalkeeper Jacob Jackson from the San Diego Football Club. The recent matches, they lost on the 25th to New York City 4-3. Defeated St. Louis 3-0 on the 19th, and had a draw San Jose on the 16th of July. So they've a little bit of everything in the last three matches. Upcoming matches are scheduled for August, September. I know we talked about the injuries that they've had over the season. I think they were just outside of the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 12th place right now. So they're sitting outside right now.
For how many games?
So they are in how many games remaining?
So how many games were they? 7.5 games back, something like that.
Yes. Must double check the standings. Up to a part. I just had it. The matchups here, because it's weird too, because the standings over here is wild. So they here are a record of 6-11 with 7 draws, a total of 25 points. They will never catch first as they're 35 games back. But it looks here that the Houston Dynamite might hold the last spot, maybe. Open this difference. And that they changed, they kept up. And like you said, the overview of their schedule coming up, they got Portland. And then you roll from there, you got a good chunk of games left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games left on your schedule. So you have way more than enough time to even get that. I think it's 10. So realistically, the next team above them has, I think, like 40-something points. So that's kind of going to be the tier where they're going to have to start getting momentum to get these wins because they can catch the 11th seed. They got to catch 10.
So they still got a chance to shock the world.
They still got a chance to shock the world, and the games are not like they're daily. You know what I'm saying? These games are every week. So you have a week to prepare. That might be bad and good for the sport. You want momentum, so I'm kind of like maybe a 2-3 days after maybe play, but every week they playing it like it is football.
Okay. FC Dallas doing anything. So now we get into the meat of it. Jake should wake up on this one. Let's look at some MLB Power Rankings.
Are we watching MLB?
And I have to admit, I haven't been paying attention like I should have because I was shocked to see who the number one team was.
Yeah.
Which we will cover, obviously. But number 10 got the Padres at 63-51. They made a flurry of trades to improve the bullpen. A little bit of offense was brought into there. And they also got Mason Miller and Ryan O'Hearn. They said that the bullpen is one of the best in baseball. How are we feeling about Padres number 10 ranking?
For them, they have to just keep the streak going. They started kind of sluggish to start the season off, rolling in the momentum as it's quickly turning from summer to fall. And we know they fell and fall a lot. So interested to see what they do as the season windows. They are picking momentum up though. Yeah, in a tough division.
They are. Number 9, the Yanks with a 61-54 record. They also boosted their bullpen. They got some high-level relievers. And Aaron Judge is doing his thing. I think I saw a poll where they asked some baseball players, what one player would you want to play with right now? And I want to say it's like 51 or 50, between 51 to 54% was for Mike Gibbs. I'm sorry.
Was for
Aaron
Judge? Yeah, that's crazy. That bro's a whole choker in big games, man. I'm all set. That boy never show up in the big game.
Yankees shouldn't be up this high. Right? They are struggling right now. They're 4-6 their last 10.
They stole one today from a Rangers.
They stole one today, but hey, I mean, no disrespect to your Rangers, but that's a game that you needed after the Rangers was giving you that work. The Red Sox and the Blue Jays, 2 teams I don't know will be in our rankings, I suppose. 2 teams that are jumped over them in the division. So for the Yankees and Aaron Judge coming back now, Aaron Boone's noted as saying that the AL's up for grabs. It sure is. It sure is. But the Yankees going to be part of that when the season's over. Right now, doesn't look like it. We'll see.
Number 8, the team I despise with a passion. At a regular 64-51, the Houston Astros. Now, they're still holding on, even though they got the injuries of Jordan Alvarez and Jeremy Pena. But they still lead the ALS. But I predict they're going to get passed up by the Mariners.
Oh, Mariners said 2.5 right now. Houston actually just lost today to the Marlins. 6.
They got 4 games left between the 2.
Yep. So in Texas, it's creeping right up too. Texas is 4.5 back. So yes, the second half of the season, and honestly, the Astros did make some moves. So and then you kind of active Seattle that you just mentioned, they made moves. They made some sneaky moves too, and so maybe this is Seattle's division to take. But as long as the Astros are standing with a team that has a chance, I'm gonna think the Astros sneak through, at least make the playoffs. Maybe Seattle or Texas makes a wild card spot, but I'm gonna take the Houston Astros as a playoff team. I'm coming in September.
Okay. Number 7, the other New York team, the Mets, 63-51. They did get some bullpen help as well. They brought in Ryan Hensley. And they just a couple of games outside of the division lead. but they are in the mix for the wild card spot.
They're in a situation where they may be an ace away from doing what they really wanted to do, but they're managing their team well. 2.5 back of the Phillies in the AL East. They're a team always in a crisis because of what they have given you the last few years, but just in life of this being a Mets fan, this is what they do to you. Another team that has to get through in August and September. I call it Shea Stadium always, you know. But is Queens ready for that? Are they ready? Are the organization ready for this? This is go time for them. They can't spend another year to struggle. You know, when they're trying to compete with teams and spend money like the big teams, though they have a lot of money, you've seen. So, let me address it.
Yeah, it's just not the New York team people want to go to, and their window's closing because some of the stars that they do have are starting to age now.
Number 6, the Detroit Tigers, 66-50. They did pretty well at the trade deadline as well. They brought in Charlie Morton and Chris Paddock, and they have the largest division lead in the AL Central.
They do, but at the same time, they're the kings of shooting themselves in the foot. Right before the All-Star break, they were on a skid, and they come right out of the All-Star break and continued on a skid. It's nice. That's why you build up a nice division lead so you don't have to worry about when these skids happen. But towards the end of last year, the Tigers also went on a skid, which didn't translate well into the playoffs. So hopefully those trades help them out and they start to build the team chemistry and they get back to where they were, because skids can really, kill the heat going into the playoffs for a team.
Yeah, you definitely going to playoffs when to get hot at the right time.
Detroit can't afford to have two teams in the same calendar year not be successful when it's playoff time.
Two still want to get rid of the whole city.
Absolutely.
Number 5, got the Philadelphia Phillies for 65-49. They did make a deal as well to brought a closer in Johan Duran. And Kyle Schwarber is having a great season with 40 dingers.
Duh. Listen.
He's still in the hunt for a contract, too.
So he's playing for the money.
I had the luxury, and I didn't realize, I realized kind of quick, but not as quick as I should have, that I was at a Boston Red Sox versus Philadelphia Phillies game last year. I was watching at that time, I felt was the best roster in baseball on the Philly side. And everybody was playing. I got to see Hopper. Well, listen here. I got to see Hopper before I got to see Mike Trout.
Better than Trout. So
me personally, I still feel that way about them this year. They have a strong nucleus. They have a strong team. For any of these teams that are trying to get through and push to a divisional title and all that, I don't want to play them guys in the playoffs if they did. That's so much experience there, and they've lost probably a lot more than they've won. But just to be in that situation against teams that are trying to get over, it's a scary situation.
Dude, you're right. They're definitely one of the most well put together teams, and they got exactly what they needed. They thought Jordan Romano was going to be the ideal closer. I don't know if he's had some health or injury issues going on, but they obviously knew that they needed a better closer than him. It's kind of why the Jays got rid of him, because he just wasn't doing the job anymore. Making that trade at the deadline to try to get him, I mean, that could be the final piece of the puzzle to where they need to be to finally make that run and get that World Series finally. So we'll see how that continues.
Number 4, I believe Jake's team, the Blue Jays of Toronto.
Yes, sir. Setting a franchise record after today's game, putting up 45 runs in 3 days against the Colorado Rockies. Threw up a 15 on them, 10 yesterday, 20 today. Unbelievable.
Whole
That's
team
fucking
test them
trash,
for
man.
steroids. Test them all for steroids.
Man,
ASAP.
they're not even getting them off of home runs. A couple of home runs, yes, but they're just smacking the ball, having a good. We got
We're
this
saying,
roster. This roster is so good and so fun compared to the 2016 season almost, because we've got some young guys that are playing really good that we are excited about. We've got our veteran guys in the pitching staff and Bichette and Vlad, and we made a great deadline move of picking up Shane Bieber, former Cy Young winner, great ace to have on the team. He's already playing for the Bison on his rehab assignment. He'll be ready to join and hopefully be full swing for the playoffs. I am so excited about this team. It kind of came out of left field that we were going to be this good this year, and Yankees ain't catching us, but those Wiley Red Sox are behind us ever since they got rid of some bum. They've been playing really good baseball. But this isn't about them. This is about the Blue Jays. Hottest team in baseball, making a great push. We're going to get past the first round this year.
Toronto. I'm waiting for the collapse. But no, shout out to the Blue Jays for shutting me up for a little bit. Though I really had aspirations for the team years ago. And then in that wild card game a couple years back, Jake, they disappointed me. That playing game situation.
It's because we have a dumbass for a manager. He pulled our hottest pitcher out of the game and put in a pitcher that was struggling, and he gave up the game for Barrios. Not fair. It was stupid, dumb, and I hope that they fix this and they kind of – John Schneider's learned from his mistakes and don't pull pitchers after the fourth inning when your pitcher has been shut out. Pretty damn dumb if you ask me. But you're right, Duke. The problem is that this team does have a collapse. They start to fall into pressure, and we just can't do that anymore. We got to it's time. Some of our veterans are, getting ready to touch 30, and it's time to make a move and do something good in the playoffs, and I think this team's got that it factor. We're never out of games. So hopefully we stay hot. Hopefully we're ready for the playoffs and can compete in the AL. That's a really tough got some really tough baseball teams.
Number 3 with a record of 66-48. They are back on top after the return of Max Muncy, even though they got some pitcher injuries, and that's the LA Dodgers at number 3.
Duke, what do we always say? Fuck the Dodgers.
The Superman team. There's like, for me personally, they're like, and we know the Padres, you spoke about them, they're 2.5 back, but this is a team that just like X's themselves in to the playoffs every year. But you said they're dealing with some injuries. That's something that has to kind of, heal itself. I mean, Tucson, it has to heal itself. So this is the year for any team to crack down on them if this is the case. If they are banged up right now. So, because listen here, like I said about the Phillies, this is a collision course for the Dodgers Phillies, unless one of these other teams in the middle can create some real space. And that's gonna be interesting to see what goes on in Dodgerland. But really haven't heard much about the Dodgers. Maybe because they're under right now and they ain't really performing up to the standards that a juggernaut should. But it's baseball. They're taking things slow, I feel. I think this is all a play.
I can definitely see that. So we're up to the top 2. Kind of shocked me. Like I say, number 1 definitely shocked me. Number 2 shocked me as well. Because like I said, I guess I've been paying attention like I should have been. But I almost feel like I'm back in as a kid in junior high in the mid-'80s, watching these two teams try to compete. Number 2, Chicago Cubs at 66-48. They got the second best record in the league and run differential, but they're still 2 games out of their division. Dynamic lineup. They got some uncertainties in the pitching rotation, and Mike Soroka is headed to the injury list. What is his impact going to be on them as they try to push towards the playoffs?
This seems like a race between them and the Brewers. Brewers another team that just always is, for some reason, X's themselves in this division, especially the last few years, that has been like horrendous. But the Cubs have kind of been showing light every off year, on and off. For them, it's not really much they have to do. They just have to win these series against the Brewers. Like I said, the Reds, 10 games out, Cardinals, Pirates. Damn, Schemes need to be traded ASAP. Actually, if I'm the Cubs, I'm trying to go after Schemes next year. I'm trying to bolster my line. You need something like that in Chicago because the White Sox ain't gonna give it to you. But them as well. NL is gonna be crazy too. Both these leagues are gonna be crazy come playoff time. A lot of parity I'm seeing in baseball, like I was seeing in basketball, and we're seeing that in ball. I see a lot of parity in baseball.
So because I got a little bit more favoritism when it comes to the Reds here. They're just too young, not enough experience. I think that they could make a wild card run. But when it comes down to these top two teams in the division between the Brewers and the Cubs, there's one team I'm scared of, one team I'm not. Brewers fall apart always, consistently, no matter what. Not scared of them in the slightest. Cubs, on the other hand, they've got batting and they've got above subpar pitching that keeps them in the games and also, decent ERAs all around. Don't be shocked if the Cubs have another one of the magic runs. They're a scary team out of the NL.
So you would take the Cubs potentially taking a run over obviously the number one Milwaukee Brewers?
100%, because the one thing Milwaukee does is they always slip on the banana peel. So they're just not they're gonna fall apart.
You don't think Shelby Miller can help them?
No.
Listen, the Brewers' best record in baseball, swirling, and the fact that I low-key said the Cubs should be able to pass the Brewers, and Jake said, hey, I'm taking the Cubs over the Brewers. The Brewers are 8-2 in their last 10. If they're gonna collapse, it's gonna be bad because they don't want to do it right now. But I'm gonna go conspiracy. I'm gonna go other side for a moment. The Brewers can actually, shock. Because this is what we're seeing, Jake. Like the Blue Jays. Like the Blue Jays have a chance this year because we think they don't. I don't. The Brewers may have a chance because we feel like they don't. But we got to realize, too, we're talking about teams like the Dodgers, the Phillies, we'll put the Blue Jays in it because they're the Yankees right now. We'll put the Red Sox in it because they're the Yankees right now because those are teams that possibly can make playoff runs. And we don't really like the Brewers like that. But I can see that all of us may have not been really paying attention to baseball this season because maybe they are better than we think they are. Who knows? I can't tell you. I don't know. I probably know who these baseball items for. But maybe it's Milwaukee's year.
Tuke, I got a confession. I know I told you and Will that I was giving baseball break because the Pete Rose thing. I never stopped watching baseball. I was lying. I'm sorry, everybody.
I know you was.
That confession sound like a dude that had a total relapse and hit the bottle again.
Nah.
No, look, you can literally ask Will. My love for baseball is almost weird. I could never stop watching even if I tried.
Listen here. I smelled that when you first said it. Forever. It was in a city dump. And I still smelled it.
Man, hey, you know what? Hey, it lasted about 2 hours because I heard there was a highlight and I went searching for it.
Man, this guy here.
The worst type of guy.
Well, that's why, hey.
A sports grandstander.
Hey, at least I apologize.
Virtue signaling.
You're on the road tonight, Jake. All right. All right, so next up, had quite a bit of flurries this week. That's WNBA updates. We had some trades that went down. I was a little bummed out by this. The adorable Miss Carrington has got traded to the Lynx. Now, the Wings did get Dama Miller, Carly Samuelson, and the Lynx 2027 second round pick. You there, Jake?
He was here twice.
I will be. Hold on.
So, how do you guys feel about this trade? Was that one we had to sell the Storm trade for Brittany Sykes, and they got the Aces, the Las Vegas Aces trade with Elisa Smith.
I like this trade, and people I've seen Uncle Raven going crazy that the Wings trade this talented young lady. This is actually my man Chris Vick's WNBA crush. Now she's gone from the Wings, but I believe that it was a good move for Dallas, and this is something that I looked at, and maybe I can get this into discussion. The WNBA and the cap. I feel like they did this for cap reasons. Next year, they want to be in a situation where they could possibly go get somebody in the front court that kind of complements Paige Bueckers and Erica.
Okay.
I feel like that's what the Wings need. You get rid of these players, you add players like Diamond Miller and who else they added? Samuelson. You add them girls because at the end of the day, it's the WNBA. You may not even have to keep them on the roster. So ultimately, what Dallas did is just open up some space to kind of get the team that they want now, since they have a franchise player and a franchise cornerstone, and they're your guards. So you have to build everything around them. So this is very interesting at the time that they did it, kind of letting go of everybody. But I'm not mad at it. You got to sit yourselves in the top 3 in a position where you can go get another piece. And the cap for Dallas, and this is only why the players care about the money. The league is like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is where we are right now. We have this, okay. And now new players are coming in. So why not take advantage of those new players that you seriously don't have to pay until they have to get paid? Then it's a different story. But right now, I feel like cap-wise, Dallas did this for that reason.
Do you also think this might be a little bit of some, dare I say, organic tanking?
No. I don't say that because they are a team that wants to be not only marketable because they have the best player, but they want to be a team that people in the WNBA want to watch on a consistent basis. With a good team in the nucleus and good team there. Dallas was a good team 2.5, 3 years ago. They were there. They were a series away from crowning themselves as WNBA champions. They didn't have to worry about this for 10 years. That's why I always say a champion, you don't have to worry about another championship for 10 years because you got one. But in all, Dallas is doing the right things, I feel. I'm hoping I'm right in this time, a year and a half from now, because if they do the things that they're supposed to do, it's going to get real scary for the WNBA as you see teams getting older, their stars getting older, and you see Dallas with the 2 young legs over there at the guard position. Like I said, once you got those guards in the WNBA, you get those front court girls like the Aces did, and you can win championship after championship after championship.
I think the pressure is on them, so to speak. Like you said, they competed a couple of years ago. I didn't realize it until we was at the game the other night. I think this is their 10-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. So that caught me off guard. But then I do know they're building a $30 million facility that's closer to the Dallas area, right off of I-30. Somebody donated some land there from the drawings and renditions I've seen. Going to be quite impressive.
Oh, so the Wings are another Dallas team that claims Dallas, but they're really from Arlington.
Yeah, they actually play at UTA.
Gotta love it.
Gotta market
but that's
yourself.
pretty cool. I'm glad they're getting a stadium. That's gonna be pretty sweet.
Gotta market yourself. WNBA. It's been a crazy week. It's been a lot of toys thrown out at the games. WNBA tonight.
I knew somebody gonna bring that up.
The WNBA banning those toys from the WNBA game starting tonight. They banning bags, so you can't bring bags into the arena. So anybody that has a purse, you can't bring your purse in. Notably in the Connecticut Sun, I think it was the Sparks game. There was something thrown out, but there's been a few games, few instances in the last week where an item has been thrown on the court. Sophie Cunningham of the Fever That was it. It was Fever Sparks. Sorry. She has some words on her podcast about it. The WNBA fined her today $1,500 for her comments.
For telling them to stop throwing dildos on the court?
Yep.
Hey, two things to this real quick. The fan that responded to her was hilarious. Stop playing basketball in a dildo range. That was comedic gold.
Mm-hmm.
And two, Took, I really want to know how these people were sneaking these dongs in there. That's the better
I told
question.
you. Well, can you imagine? I wonder where they stuck it in. I wonder how.
Listen, Jake, at basketball games, you go in,
prison wallet.
Anything that metal go off. So they let you take out that stuff. Other than that, your bag is good to go.
Oh, they're bringing in that silicone.
Your bag is good to go.
The bags ain't gonna stop the dildos from getting in. That's not how they got in the first place.
They got quite creative. We say prison pocket wheel.
Yeah. Yo, prison wallet.
Hey, but shout out to the fan of the WNBA that got on that post and said, "Don't play on the dildo range." That shit was funny. I'm gonna give you that. Don't say it again.
And then in other WNBA news, and this is interesting because the Mercury have did some good things for the WNBA. They are very good.
What'd you do, Coach?
Hit the wrong button.
He said, "Screw y'all."
Sato Salberry is one of the key pieces to this Mercury team. She is coming back after a few games off. She's coming back tonight against the Sun, but there was rumors rambling around Mercuryville that reason to her missing the last couple of games is the new roster changes that the Mercury have made. Mercury went to go get DeWanna Bonner from the Fever. She is the girlfriend of Alyssa Thomas. Maybe playing into her minutes. This lady was a Dallas Wing. Got traded, I believe. And she's trying to find her mode, and the Mercury seems like a good team for her. But now with the girlfriend relationship, she's not feeling it maybe. But the Mercury are trying to push for the playoffs right now, so y'all ladies got to keep that all aside. All the kiss mooching and all the complaining and try to win a championship. You know, you're very deep. You have a chance to win it all. Stuff like this can't affect the locker room right now. Let it affect it in the offseason. When then they can make moves or whatever. But, yeah, it's wild. It's wild in Phoenix. It's always wild in Phoenix, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, so who would y'all say, now, going over to the NBA, who would you say is your favorite sixth man?
Favorite sixth man?
Yes.
Like all time or current?
All time. And it's going to be a two-part question.
Oh, mine.
Molly. Crawford or Manu?
I was about to say Crawford.
Probably Manu. Manu was a fake six man.
Everybody know who the best six man is in the history of the game. Robert Horry, best six man ever to play in the game.
Bob.
Big Shot Bob is the best six man ever in the game.
Starter?
Number 2 is Derek Fisher.
Who's also a starter? You're naming starters.
They are six men on the Lakers team.
Now keep in mind, the original question was, who was your favorite six man?
And he named starters.
Robert Horry.
And you two say Jamal and Manu?
Yeah, I like Lou Will too.
Lou Will was nice. I'll probably say for me, it got to be Manu, even though he should have been a starter. But me, I'm a microwave guy. Vinny Johnson.
Yeah, Vinny was a bucket.
Man.
Vinny was a bucket.
Now,
Detlef Schrempf was a good six man too.
Yep.
Up in the early 90s.
So those are favorites. So now the second part of the question, actually now, who do you think was the best one?
Six man, you're looking for buckets, like just microwave off the bench, instant offense. And that's Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford. That's what they did.
I'll go mono.
Okay. Jake?
I'll go lefty.
Crawford.
It's Crawford for me. So I saw this graphic.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was balling,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know he was balling to this extent.
50-point games, more than like some of the greatest.
And we'll get out my head. So here's the graphic. Despite he was being a career six man, he has more career points than Magic, Pip, DeBrow, McGrady, and playoff Paul. As many 50-point games as more than Shaq, Bird, The Dream. Who is that? My glass.
That's Joker and Melo.
Okay.
Melo's crazy.
That is crazy. More 3-pointers made than Mamba, KD, Dirk, Love. That
one's also crazy. Those are shooters. All of them are absolute.
That's
certified.
the gunner, ain't it?
Yeah, it's Paige. Yeah, Paige and Reddick. Like those are certified snipers that he has more threes than.
And as many game winners as Big Fundamental, the Big Ticket, Wade,
Chris Paul,
and
Paul Pierce. Jeez, yeah.
Dude put up numbers.
Jamal.
Yeah, he was official tissue.
Generational talent. And I tell you why. You probably like, what the hell are you talking about on generational talent? You know, he's not in the likes of like Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. But this is why I say generational talent. What does everybody like to do now that Steph Curry does? Shoot
threes.
Right?
He was doing that.
And before that, hey, Will, you an AI fan. What did everybody like before that? The crossovers, the handles. Kyrie kind of gets you waving with that type of thing now. That's the game right there. And Jamal Crawford perfected both of those and managed to control himself because he could have been a starter on most teams. He played that six-man role lovely. Generational talent because that's the way you should be as a basketball player. I hear basketball players nowadays complain that not even in the league about run and getting in the game and things like that. But if you're not man enough to play within a system at the pro level, or any level, do I want you on my team? And Jamal Crawford is the real definition of a generational talent, man. I'm shout. This man is amazing.
Instant offense, you would struggle really hard to find anybody with that much handle at 6'5". Just doesn't happen like that. And it's not just the handle, it's how quick he did those moves. Lightning quick for his size. Just a remarkable scorer. Like the guy was an absolute bucket. Instant offense every time you put him on the court. And he was so fun to watch. He's one of them players, and it's probably why he didn't do a lot of starting, because he's one of them players who really had that street ball game and brought it to the NBA in a way that very few are able to do it. He is, if you've ever seen clips of him and just in like regular run, like out in the world, it's the same thing. Like he's the same player always. He looks just as comfortable in an NBA game giving you 50 as he does at the Rucker, just going to work. So, yeah, the man was different. I often wonder, like, why he. It's hard to say he could have been better, but I think he could have been better.
When he first got to the league, who was one of like his like mentors, like guys that he was like with and around? Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because the Chicago connection still. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, he was special, man. He was unbelievable to watch. I already missed watching him. The guy was so fun.
I'd like to give out a few flowers there. Will did mention something that was kind of neat that I did go and look up. I didn't know this off the top of my head. He mentioned Jamal Crawford and Lou Will. These guys are both tied for the most sixth man awards at 3 apiece.
Yeah, those are the two best ones for sure. Just instant offense. When you break the numbers down, Lou Williams technically was more efficient and probably because of that considered the better sixth man. But man, you couldn't. Yeah, I would take Jamal every day. If that means I'm going to lose a few more games, it's worth it. The price of admission just to watch the way he dribbles the rock.
Hot wings, Luke.
Yeah, hot wings, Luke. But yeah, man, shout out to Jamal, man. He was one of my favorite players to watch, man. He's who I think. I don't know if y'all remember it's a famous Kobe line about Iverson where he says, "Y'all just lucky he ain't 6'5".
Yep, I've heard that.
The whole league lucky that he ain't 6'5". I think if he was, I think he would have been Jamal Crawford, but with just more athletic. And I think that's what we would have been looking at. We would have been looking at a lot like Jamal Crawford, a better version of Jamal Crawford. But I think that's who, like a 6'5" Iverson would have looked like. Just a lot more fast and more bounce. But yeah, fun player to watch, man. One of my favorites of all time, Jamal Crawford.
Well, speaking of favorites, we know who Will's favorite team is. I'm going to show you this graphic. We're going to discuss it. Totally caught me off guard. And it's the most viewed NBA team by state.
Oh, I saw this.
Blew your mind, didn't it, Jake?
Yeah, it did actually.
Pull it up.
Right here.
Yeah, it checks out.
Dang, look at all that Lakers graphic.
So arrogant. Yeah, it checks out.
Hey, you want to know the crazy
Even
thing?
in Florida?
In Florida, man.
Check this out, Coach. Phoenix has 2 states. The Lakers only got Hawaii.
Well, Phoenix got 3, brother.
Where's the third one? I missed it.
Up there, Montana.
Dang, you're right. 3-1. What up, 2?
Yep.
What's the connection there?
I don't know.
I'm gonna tell y'all this.
They don't really have nothing there.
I'm gonna tell y'all this
They
right
don't.
now.
Yeah, they have nothing up there.
We're gonna cut this noise out right now. Hey,
he just heard.
If you like watching the Celtics, hey, I ain't mad at you. I want to go to sleep too.
Damn.
I want to go to sleep too.
Yeah, because the Lakers are super fun to watch.
Oh
right now.
yeah, Coach, we got one.
I want to go to sleep, but no. These teams that you see, the region right here, the southeast. Hey, they like to watch the Celtics because their teams are trash, and you can go to sleep early. You know what I'm saying? People don't go to the games in Miami. you see the games in Miami. There's literally nobody in the crowd. On the rest of these teams there. So I'm not mad at the list.
I mean, no one wants to watch the Hornets either. That's why both the Carolinas are Celtics.
Yeah. It's funny you said sleep too, because one of the reasons the Lakers aren't really all over this is because they're on the West Coast and everyone's pretty much asleep when their games come on already. So yeah, that's I mean, this is East Coast bias at its best right here, the Celtics. But it's also the greatest franchise in the history of the sport. So that's kind of why this looks like this. Also, it's kind of cheating too, because nothing above us in New England has another team. So everybody in New England, like with the Patriots, is pretty much watching the Celtics. That's who they're
got a whole corner of green.
But I can explain that top right. That north, I can explain that. It is extremely tough to explain this.
The middle of the country.
Well, the middle of the country, but also like this southeast is it's crazy. Like we in SEC country. That whole area is Celtics, man. Y'all
even got big ass Alaska.
Yeah, we take everything. Hey, is the Lakers just Hawaii? That is
just
common.
Hawaii. It is. That's why I said we got 3-1. Unbelievable.
Lakers can't even get their own state. That is embarrassing.
Hey, so Coach, you take some pride in that Mavericks team competing with 2 other Texas teams.
Because we got Steph Curry. I just told everybody loves Steph
Curry. I got
Curry.
LeBron James. I don't want to hear it. LeBron James.
They hate him. They hate him.
They don't hate Luka.
LeBron. They love Curry.
Yeah. Curry's lovable.
I'm
He's
not
a winner. We need winners.
We got 4 people here that watch the Lakers with their hearts.
Where in the comments? Point them out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
He said we're in the comments. Now, Jake, to your question, I was a little surprised at that, but I only think that's because the Rockets and Spurs are cannibalizing one another. because they're in the South.
Mm-hmm.
The Mavericks have all of North Texas, East Texas, West Texas, but I think that was only because of Luka. So we'll see what it looks like a year from now.
Oh, a year from now, this will be flipped. No, a year from now, that stage will be Texas because of Wemby. No, it's going to be Texas. It's going to be San Antonio. Wemby's enormous in both his game, his size, and the fact his impact on the league.
And
OKC and Spurs.
And if we're switching up some stuff here and just thinking the what if the Sonics would have never left, the Celtics would have lost one, but Texas or the Mavericks I think would have gained one because they would have taken Oklahoma. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Well, the problem is that Seattle lost the team because they weren't watching enough. That's why they lost.
Well, you got a point here. Actually, I might retract that. You might still have. Or
also, it's weird. Portland. I mean, I know they have a state like that, but I just feel like it's weird that they're even.
As long as Nike basketball is there, as long as Nike basketball headquarters is there, Portland will always have a basketball team.
You see, that's the thing, though. Will I always get those top. What is that? Left top states mixed up and confused and everything. So I was making sure I had it right. I was like, the Sonics weren't in Oregon, right? I'm like, oh wait, no, Seattle, Washington. I got this right. I was making sure I was counting before I was saying something stupid. So yeah, no, I don't know if it would have flipped, but you're right. They did leave because they didn't get no views. But if that was the thing and they were still there, Portland might take it from, or it might still be the Celtics. But I do think Oklahoma would be taken by the Mavericks.
I can see it. Oklahoma. That's going to raise next year. Next time we look at this too, because they just won a championship and Shea is just exploding onto the scene. So
they're probably going to take everything up to Minnesota.
I just want. Can we just give Sam Presti his flowers though? Like the man drafted Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Serge Ibaka. And did the best they could with that, but they couldn't manage the egos in the room. And then started moving them all. And normally normally that would spell the end of your window, and you probably wouldn't be relevant, especially for a small market team. You're probably not going to be relevant again for decades. They reload and do better than they did with 3 former MVPs. It is unbelievable what Sam Presti has done over there. That's why every time coach says best GM in ever when he's talking about who was it always you talk about? NFL.
Lurie.
Yeah. So that's why every time he say that, I'd be like, oh, he's 1A or 1B because Sam Presti is literally that guy. It's crazy what he's done. Shout out to Sam Presti.
And because they won the championship, they are getting the new facilities this year too. And that's crazy considering, and it's like, obviously it's a multi-million-dollar facility that they're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But considering when they moved from Seattle to there, they practiced for like the first 2 or 3 years in the skating rink.
Yeah. And they had some games in like where the Sooners play or something like that. Like, yeah. Wow.
I think they might have played a couple of games in Tulsa where the University of Tulsa's at.
Yeah. At this rate, they're gonna mess around and have to play them games back in a football Sooners stadium because that team is blowing up. People are gonna love that team.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that more, Will. Yeah, you beat out 2 Florida teams and the Hawks? That's crazy. But plus the Grizzly.
Yeah, the funny thing about the Florida team, though, Atlanta, their team has been perpetually bad. And now they're in a state of purgatory where they're good enough to never draft well, but not good enough to do anything with it. But like the Florida thing is just
comedy.
It's comedy, but I never really take that like too seriously when other teams out of state win Florida. It's because Florida is a retirement place, so people come from everywhere to go there. So like it splits up who, and also your main team in Florida is Miami. And it's Miami. People they don't want to stay in the house and watch basketball. They're going outside. Like, so the act like that was always the thing about that team. Like, remember even during the Heatles, you would see playoff games with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. First half, that the lower box mostly empty. They'd stroll in after the sun goes down. And
you could also say the same thing about the Magic in Orlando because Orlando's a visiting spot. It's not a living area.
Yeah, Orlando. Yeah, that's a whole different bag of issues. Disney's weird.
So it wouldn't
Even
be.
Dale's team got their own home state.
Well, about to thank you. Get out of my head, Jake. I was just about to say it wouldn't be a good night without me taking a shot at Dale.
Yeah, there we go.
And I was
That little
surprised
they
because
live in.
I'm gonna call BS on this part because first of all, most Louisiana fans are front runners. Secondly, everybody that I've talked to recently, I'm not BS. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've met a lot of people from the booth, and we get to talking sports. You're a Pelicans fan? Nah.
It's funny. I've never seen a fan base that just does not want to be tied to their home team. It's so weird.
And two of them were
Hornets fans.
Celtics fans. One was a Lakers fan. A couple of Mavs fans. But yeah, I've been just running into people. I haven't yet to run into anybody who will admit that they are a Pelicans fan.
Yeah, so that's Hawaii where the Lakers got.
Yes. Hey, I take pride in being your only Suns fan.
There you go.
Now, speaking of the Lakers,
I guess.
Your soapbox time, brother. Is LeBron going to the Clippers? He was recently he did a social media post where he's kneeling down in front of the Clippers logo at the facility.
At the Lakers facility?
At the Clippers facility.
Hold on. So LeBron is at the. Why would he be there?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Why we're here. Yeah, this is weird right here.
One of the old Clipper emblems inside the Staples Center. Maybe
it could be.
Maybe it's the case. But do you really want to go? Hold on. Do you really want to end your career? I understand you want to end your career with Ty Lue. Ty Lue's not a bad guy. But you want to end your career with the Clippers? Have you seen the history of the Clippers?
They're the NBA's Lions.
No. Maybe
Detroit Lions.
They are sad. The Clippers are sad. I don't think I'm gonna. This is smoke blowing here. I can see LeBron with all the other teams in the NBA, but the Clippers and maybe the Wizards.
I'm gonna tell you why.
He's going to Toronto because he don't like Drake no more. But other than that, he can touch.
I'm gonna tell you why this could. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'll tell you why if it does. Why it could. And it's because we all know that right now LeBron is, and he probably has been since Miami, honestly. But he or his return to Cleveland, he's in full-blown legacy mode right now. And what better mark on your because mind you, he's always been given shit for jumping ship from Cleveland originally, which I actually at the time, yeah, of course I piled on because the Celtics made him do it. We whooped his ass and he left. So I was happy to clown him for that. But I've always said the way we judge the game, because it's all about rings, it's the fans and the ex-players who created this culture of rings are the only thing that matter, is why he left. Because he was carrying a team that was not supposed to be in that position further than they could ever go without him. And because of that, he was never getting the talent around him that he required to actually win it. With that being said, what better mark on his resume could he have than to, at the end, 1,000 years old in NBA years, going to the Clippers and giving them a legitimate playoff or even finals push?
He better move out of Los Angeles, California. He better move out of California and play with the Clippers. That ain't gonna work.
Why?
That ain't gonna work.
They play hard. They're well
coached. He lived in Los Angeles. Hold on. He lived in Los Angeles while he was playing with somebody. I don't know if it was. He might have been playing for the Lakers, and somebody vandalized his crib. So imagine if he went to the Clippers, what they would do. He better move out of California if he do that.
I mean, I feel what you're saying, but I feel like the Lakers fans like him. But at the same time, I've even heard you echo the sentiment that
they like him. No, they like him. No. If he retires and all that, then we're like, word, cool. But if they trade him to the Clippers, what?
Hey, if you get picks out of it, that'll help rebuild
That's
the
the
franchise
other thing.
moving forward.
What do the Clippers got? Their team that's kind of
It's-
there.
They got a bunch of journeymen, but at the end of the day, they're really well coached. They play competitive ball every year.
But I'm saying they kind of like Kirk Cousins. They know he can get you. He'll get you somewhere.
No, 100%.
Where you go? I feel like
100%. But if you're Braun, you look at it as a great challenge at the end of your career that doesn't involve necessarily a championship. Because I think the ring situation, it's not looking bright for Braun, the rest of Braun's career in terms of will he be able to get a ring unless he goes somewhere. Like unless he was to go to like the Warriors right now and try to like give one last run with them guys. But I just don't see a team that would want to go get him. I mean, they would all kind of want him, but not most teams are going to give up a lot of capital for him because he's not going to be around very long. So, if he wants to add one more tick on his legacy, this would be a fun move. Also, it would shake the NBA up. It'd be crazy. It'd be fun. But me personally, I think if he moves forward, if he really wants to still try to win a ring, he gotta go back to the East.
Would he be the first player in NBA history to win 3 championships with 3 teams?
If he was to win it, I believe so. No, Robert Horry.
Horry got Rockets. Oh, Rockets, Spurs, and yeah, but also like not a starter. Not really, I guess. Kind of just. He's a Big Shot Bob though. Shout out to Big Shot Bob. I love him. He was so clutch. One of the most clutch players ever in the league.
All right. Some NBA updates. We had a couple of free agency and extensions. Luka signed his 3-year deal, $165 million extension to stay with the Lakers.
Yeah.
LBJ opted to stay into his $52.6 million player option.
Of course he did.
It's going to be his 23rd season. De'Aaron Fox and the Spurs have agreed to a 4-year, $229 million extension.
It's not a great deal, but
yeah, it's a lot of money. But they got money to spend, I guess. But it might come to haunt them with these new guys, these younger guys, when they start coming up.
Well, that's the thing. It's only 3 years, I believe, right? Oh, it's a 4-year deal?
4.
Yeah, I think the last year is an option. I'm not sure if it's player or team.
Gotcha.
But I actually just read a breakdown where they were saying like, yeah, these type of deals aren't great. Also, these type of players, I love De'Aaron Fox's game. He's fun to watch, but his game isn't going to age well. When he hits like 30, 31, the type of players that he is, Steve Francis, Baron Davis, there's a couple other names. They kind of fall
not there anymore.
They fall off the face of the earth because they don't have the jumper to back it up, and they don't have that first step anymore. So these players don't age well. But I like the move. They also already got their contingency plan. This trade, I do not expect Fox to play all 4 years of this deal with the Spurs. He will be moved at some point. But right now, he's going to be the guy at point guard. And then they drafted Dylan Harper this year, we'll see if he can get his jumper together. He'll be the heir apparent at point guard for them.
Which I felt so bad. I didn't know who he was until after the draft.
Who, Harper?
Yeah.
Also, he didn't have the impact quite the impact everybody expected in college, but he was still good though. He's going to be a problem.
Listen here, man. His pops was a 20-point scorer in the league at one point.
Is his pops Ron?
Yes.
His pops Ron Harper.
Yeah, Ron. People forget before the injury, Ron Harper was flying like Jordan, bro. Ron Harper was unbelievable.
He was getting Jordan at work.
Yeah.
He was Jordan that twerk. You heard?
Mikal Bridges and the Knicks have agreed to a 4-year, $150 million deal. And he left some money on the table for them too.
Yeah, he had to because they gave up like 4 or 5 first-round picks for him, which was absurd to begin with.
He still ain't got no jumper.
It's all right, but at the end of the day, it's not. The real problem that he had was that they got him purely to be a stopper, and he was not much of a stopper for the Knicks this year when he was playing with them. His defense dropped off. He wasn't what they thought as a defensive player. So
sadly, he was still the best defensive player on that team. Still,
no, he was not. OG Anunoby is definitely a better defender than him. But yeah, he was getting roasted in the playoffs and not hitting the jumpers like Tuke said. So yeah, this is a bad deal. But the Knicks do Knicks things. They kind of had to they had to sign him because you traded all them picks for him. I thought it was an absurd trade when it happened, and it still is.
So they signed him to justify the trade.
They signed him to maximize what they lost. Like they have to. This is the best they can do. Like you could definitely call it a justification because if you don't sign him, you look like Boo Boo the Fool. So you had to sign him. But yeah, this is just a bad deal. I look for him to be moved at some point. Maybe not this year, but following year by the deadline, possibly.
Hey, put a couple of dollars in for the Knicks to win the championship next year. Sure.
Shout out to the Nets. Shout out to the Nets though. They got it back in blood because remember we robbed them. We robbed that Russian owner when he came through and didn't know what he was doing, and we gave them the bones, the skeleton of Paul Pierce and KG for literally all their future picks that became Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, amongst I think Smart might have been one of like unbelievable heist. Ocean's 11 is what happened on that deal, and so they got it back in blood, and to the tune of screwing the Knicks, in-state rival. It's fun.
Julius Randle is staying with the T-Wolves. I think he's a dinosaur, but he looked a lot more comfortable in the offense last year.
Yeah. And I don't mean dinosaur as in he's old. I mean as his game is old. There's no more players like that anymore. He's in the Zebo mode. He's in the Zebo mode, and those guys don't exist anymore.
He's back to the basket.
They actually no lie. It could come back, but the way they've generated Randall's game is now he plays like he's 6'2".
He does play guard like. He's always facing up at like the 3-point line. Like, what are we doing? Get down there.
If I'm the Timberwolves, I'm telling him this season, they see if he can get a 65-35 over there where he's doing that. Because I feel like if you could somebody can bring it back slowly, we can get it back. Right now, the NBA, that's what they're missing. One of the top 5 things they're missing, that's on the list. It's low post power forwards. So it'll be interesting to see what he does coming into this season.
Every team wants to put the power forward in the corner shooting the 3. That's just what the league is now. It's crazy.
My man Ryan Anderson, man. Shout out to Ryan Anderson.
It's funny you say that because in the article I was reading, they were talking about guys like him are just gone. Like they used to be weapons. You used to be able to have a whole career just being a spot up, like semi-big, like power forward, small forward type guy. It's like that position's kind of gone. You can't not defend. You gotta play some defense. You gotta strap up.
Yo. All right. Also, I thought this is pretty cool. So the Bulls are bringing back the pinstripe.
Love it.
The black and red one?
Love it.
The black and red one?
Yep.
Ooh.
That was my favorite Bulls jersey.
I'm about to get one.
This is the best one. It's the air. Your airness was going crazy in that jersey. Yeah.
I'm about to give me a Dennis Rodman one in that color.
Kuminga is expected to remain.
I got
Warriors.
I got a Dennis Rodman in that color already.
Oh
my God.
Kuminga, even though they had the big beef that's been going on in public, he is expected to stay with the Warriors. I think because nobody wants to trade for him. He's a restricted free agent, right?
Yeah, and he's good enough that the Warriors are going to be whack about what they get back for him. So it's a hard guy to move because they made it hard for him to move by not letting him like fully play his game. Y'all know how I feel about the Kuminga situation. I think he's him and Kerr. I just don't like what Kerr's doing.
He's gonna get his chance this year to do whatever we think that he could do, and this is gonna be the sailing, whatever you want to call it for him. This is what's gonna be. I said it, and we talked about this last week as well. Well, I just think that the way the Warriors did him kind of went into how the Warriors can play this situation because we've seen that this playoffs he balled out, but we haven't seen much because of the Warriors. But now the Warriors are going to use that as a leverage because nobody else is going to pay you. We're here with the money. We're going to pay you. Phoenix actually had a deal, and the Warriors rejected it because the Warriors are like, no. We know Stephen is leaving in a few years. Now we're going to really try to be nice. I think they're going to treat Kuminga a little much nicer now because not only what happened this offseason, but because you're going to really look at that roster and say, we need him.
I think he's trade bait. I think.
Oh, look, he has to rise up the volume now again, and that's what I'm saying. He's gonna be able to do some things.
So you think they're going to give him the minutes and exposure so teams will try to trade for him at the deadline?
Yeah, so that a sweet deal could come around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got no choice now.
Because his value, the fact that he's a restricted free agent and that next year he'd be unrestricted, makes his trade value lower. But if you sign him, now his trade value is back up because you get to keep him if you trade for him. You don't gotta like, oh my God, we gotta resign him. He might not want to stay here. It's hard to trade for guys when you like. So the guy on the screen right here is De'Aaron Fox. The Spurs most teams weren't going to go out and get De'Aaron Fox because of all the things I said already about him. But the number one reason was because you weren't sure if he'd re-sign, so it would be a rental. So the price is lower. What's going to happen with Kuminga is that now that he's already signed, you don't have to worry about, oh, are we going to be able to sign or does he want to stay? The Spurs traded for De'Aaron because he expressed the interest to re-sign with them, and then he did. That's how this is going to play out for Kuminga. He won't finish that contract in Golden State.
In the last NBA update, before we get into the next NBA topic, anybody familiar with Marcos Thomas Perez?
Marcos Thomas Perez.
Sounds familiar.
I think we briefly talked about him, but we didn't name him because there wasn't a name at the time. This is the guy that was the former Miami Heat security staff.
Oh.
He has been charged with stealing over 400 game-worn jerseys and other memorabilia.
That's grand larceny.
The items intended for a future team museum include LeBron James jersey from the Game 7 of the 13 finals, which he stole.
My man went for the juggler.
He worked
Did they get any of it back?
They did.
Oh, okay.
He worked for the Heat from 16 to 21 and later for the NBA as a security employee until 25. So he was going for the big stuff.
Yeah, inside job. He's crazy with it.
So the charges that he faced are transporting and transferring stolen goods across state lines. So a felony that carries a maximum sentence of up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250K. Sales and value. Prosecutors allege that he sold over 100 items for approximately $2 million to online brokers over a 3-year period. And often prices were well below the market value.
Of course they were. Trying to get a quick buck.
He bootlegging, yeah. Hopefully for bro, he stashed most of that money. And he'll just pay the fine he might not get the whole 10, might get 5. See what happens. And then come out and dig up that bag of money and it'll be good.
Now, the King James version that I mentioned.
Yeah.
So he sold that jersey for $100K. That same jersey resold at a Sotheby's auction for $3.7 million.
God,
yeah. But he never could have gotten that unless he found some like overseas guy
like
who wanted
market
it bad.
type stuff.
Yeah. Like there's no way to get maximum value because you're on Front Street when you do. People got to register that
as
stuff.
Long as he didn't go to any Dominican or Puerto Rican project and try to sell it for $100.
All this for some sweaty jerseys.
Now, we'll ask the question,
memorabilia, Jake.
What was recovered? So they searched his residence, and they seized over 300 additional stolen game-worn jerseys and memorabilia. And he confirmed that they all were stolen from the facility.
Hey, that's the only authentication he has. That's how a jersey like that can sell for that much if you can authenticate it. If you can't, then it's not gonna go for that much. But let me tell you, this would be Jake if he worked at the Funko Pop Lab.
Man, shut up!
Wait till the boss leave on vacation, snag all the Funko Pop.
Now, there's one more kicker in this case. You're gonna be like, really? But I'm not surprised. So the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida, they're the ones that brought the complaint to the FBI and the Miami Police Department, and they investigated the case. Perez himself is a retired Miami police officer with 25 years of service.
So my man had the whole thing planned out then.
It's crazy.
My man was
Inside
really
job.
thinking hard on how to get this stuff.
All right.
Man, no one's above corruption.
He turned into Magnum PI quick.
Yeah, he did real fast.
Check what you know about that.
I grew up old. I'm sorry.
All right. The real early preseason rankings. All right. We're going to just look at the top 10. Got the Lakers at 10. Golden State at 9. Orlando at 8. Clippers at 7. T-Wolves at 6. Knicks at 5. Cavaliers at 4. Nuggets 3. Rockets 2. And the Thunder, obviously, number 1.
This list here. This list is pretty. It's okay to me. It's not the worst. I would probably have the Knicks on top of maybe the Rock. I would have them on top of probably have the Rockets move down, both New York up, probably to like 4 or 3.
Man, they traded they got rid of their coach. They got him there.
And then my feelings on Lakers Warriors. I'm flipping that all day.
Yeah, I probably would too. Luka's gonna get comfortable finally, and they're gonna be a better team this year. Yeah, I don't really have too much of a problem with this list, although I probably would have Minnesota over the Knicks. The Rockets, they were a good team last year. They got a lot of young talent there, and they're all about to start blossoming. And then they also added KD, so that's huge. But yeah, noticeable absences are my Celtics and the Pacers for the same exact reason. Their best player is on the shelf with an Achilles injury.
Oh, for God.
Yeah, Hallie out.
Right about the same time frame, too, right?
Oh, and be prepared for the dumbest shit ever because Tatum is out of his walking boot, walking around, and he's working hard. And I think his dumbass and my dumbass Celtics are going to let him play at some point this year when he shouldn't ever suit up this year once.
Another piece of NBA news, Joel Embiid starting the offseason off in a shape where nobody is surprised about. It's not healthy right now. Monitor on. We'll keep it posted.
They blew it. They should have traded him when they had the chance at his height.
Yep.
Yeah, that's rough. Hold on, what's they gonna?
Oh, and the Lakers. The Lakers have one more little bitsy situation. I won't call it a problem. Situation. Austin Reeves, who rejected a $92 million deal, really hasn't been much talk, but it went kind of back and forth after summer started. It's been kind of still. We'll see what happens with that negotiation when it does happen.
Yeah, they're going to be in a spot soon anyway between Rui Hachimura and who was the other one? Austin Reeves. Yeah, I guess Reeves and Ayton. One of them two guys ain't going to last there. Not going to be able to pay them all. So,
did they pick up Marcus Smart too?
Yes. Oh my God, Will, listen here. It's 40 years too late. But you know my feelings on Marcus Smart. I thought the Lakers should have drafted Marcus Smart with their top draft pick. I wish they would have. You know what I'm saying? It didn't go that way, though. I think it went Julius. But I'm happy that Marcus Smart's in the Lakers uniform.
Yeah, he should be a good piece. He's gonna be a great piece for that locker room too. Like he's typically better for the locker room than he is on the court. Like he's great for your locker room.
Hey, jog my memory, Will. Toop
Yeah.
wanted them to draft Marcus Smart, but in that draft, I swear we talked weeks ago, and you said there was someone else I wish they would have drafted instead of Marcus Smart. So you guys had opposite sentiments there. That's crazy.
Yeah, was it Smart? I think it was. I can't remember if it's the same exact draft, but Jamal Murray is who I wanted. But that might have been the Jaylen Brown draft, actually.
Might have been.
Yeah. But yeah, I loved Smart in college, but I wasn't upset that we got him. But immediately you could tell, oh, he's never going to really be able to shoot consistently. So great defender, though. Also, one of the league leaders in flops. That boy be putting on a show out there.
He'd be flopping.
Yeah.
So, do y'all think we need another basketball league?
Another basketball league?
Mhm.
No, this one's struggling for views. Absolutely not.
All right. The LIV Tour-style basketball league may be coming.
They're really trying to sports wash, man. This is crazy. They're trying their best, but
Yeah,
I don't think basketball where it works.
Yeah, all the college rejects get a chance.
I don't know. That money, they got that long money over there, man.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The overseas leagues have always had money because most of them teams are owned by oligarchs and shit. Like it's like oil barons and mob bosses and stuff like that. Like they own the teams over there. They can treat those teams in the Euro leagues like they can treat them like Premier League soccer. Like they can. I don't know if there's a cap. You can just spend all the money you want. People just don't want to go there because as much as everyone likes to pretend, oh, the game, everybody in NBA or everybody in pro sports, a lot of them these days just are there for the money. Well, if that was the case, these leagues overseas would be doing better because a lot of them can have the ability to pay their players a lot more if they want to. We've seen LIV in golf shell out
in Formula One.
Yep, like golf they shell out like an absurd amount of money. LIV does, and yet you didn't get everybody. You got some, and golf's a little easier to do it. Because in golf, I don't think the players are looking at it as like, oh, I want to play in the best league in the world. Like, there's different tourneys. Like, you can still play in some of those majors. You can still play in some of those tournaments regardless. So it's not beholden to a league.
Didn't LIV and Major League Golf end up kind of
they collabed for a turn for one tournament, I believe. And I think they're going to continue to do that. Look, at the beginning, they were just complaining and screaming about, oh, that's blood money, that's blood money. I think that died down because people started to realize, is the money for the PGA, is that coming from not from some nefarious stuff sometimes? Like, it ain't blood diamond money, but like it's factory money where they screw over Americans and send their companies overseas. So like, yeah, I don't think this works for a league like a sport like basketball, though. I don't think it's going to work that way. A lot of that money's already been out there. Maybe it's more fine from LIV, but I just don't see that. If they do it, sure. Some guys will. I predict if they do it, you'll still get more people to watch Big Three games over that league.
I can see that. Now, they're proposing it to have the twin style format as the aforementioned golf and Formula One tourneys.
Mm-hmm.
But this one's a little unique. The guy who's on his picture is Maverick Carter, the business partner, and the other guy he's spearheading with LeBron James.
That helps having a face of the league. That's always one way to do it, is have a face of the league. But like, hey, y'all remember a name, Josh Childress?
Yep, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was an Atlanta Hawk player, and when it was time to re-sign him, he just bounced and went overseas. And that was great for him, made a lot of money. And then we never heard from him again. He came back, I think, but didn't matter. Once he left, that was it.
I think this is a league to kind of bring younger talent in. We see the way the younger talent are, and a lot of young talent are reaching out to like Rich Paul and them. He's giving like the DNA and the recipe for, great value and a great time in terms of being a professional. I think this league can do some things, but it doesn't have to go at the audience that we think they're going to go to after the NBA players. Ice Cube tried to do that. And we know that doesn't work. He has to keep his certain amount of players. I think they're going to start branching to these college players, preferably maybe D1 talent. Maybe
players are going to treat it. Players are going to treat it like the G League or overtime elite. They're going to treat it like that. Where if they're young and they can't get into the league yet, they'll go play. But the minute they have the opportunity to come back to the NBA, they're going to come. They're going to come here. It's just the best league in the world. So I agree with you too. I think they're going to go young. They're going to try to go young. I think that's the best way to go about it. But I just don't see players staying there. Because even if like it's a culture shock to go over there for a lot of these players. A lot of these players are playing ball, playing hoop to like get out of their situation. Because it's their way to get about their situation. That's going overseas. That's not gonna. I mean, it'll get you out of the situation, but it's so different. It's like culture different, and you may be semi-famous over there, but no matter how famous you are over there, their number one sport in those areas is usually soccer, and because of that, you're never gonna win the hearts the way you do here in the States. And people, the fame that comes with basketball, the marketing deals that come with that, it's more lucrative over here. Yeah. Look, I won't hate it. I don't hate it. Like it would be fun, like if some young players are over there shining and we get to see some highlights and stuff like that. But I just don't see. I can see that league being built and folded up in under a decade.
So, some of the features that they discuss are the structure: 6 men's and 6 women's teams. The format is going to be a touring schedule that will see teams compete in various international cities, such as the Formula One and golf tourneys. Players will be offered ownership stakes in the league. The men's version of the league, though, is seen as a full-time occupation, potentially requiring players to opt out of NBA to participate. I don't know if they're going to do that. And the regions that they're going to target, obviously, are Asia and Europe. And also, they're aiming at largely untapped audiences compared to the U.S. markets. So
it's the traveling circus. They're basically going to be running on the Globetrotters model.
Bingo long and the traveling all-stars.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be the Globetrotters.
Kobe and the Super Lakers.
Or closer, like, the Globetrotters, or like remember when the N1 was just everywhere? Yeah. It's gonna be like that. I don't hate it, actually. This could be a fun idea. I don't know how long it lasts though, but
get LeBron to do a couple of dunks after the games. Listen here, sweet.
Also, that league's talent level won't be crazy. We could possibly see LeBron James not be part owner, but also play in that league.
Yeah.
That because if he's on the team and he wants this to blow up to make the money and market well, what better way than to put King James in a jersey?
Oh my God. What? Sorry. Might have to be something for Chop Up Tuesday. I'm looking at snacks.
Yeah, this guy.
We know why you're looking at snacks too.
No.
That's funny. Okay, so we wouldn't be able to have a parlay perspective without a Coach Prime story.
More Prime.
This is the heartfelt one. He honored a Colorado's player who had to take an early medical retirement. He still honored his scholarship.
Yeah, shout out to Prime.
So let's see, we gonna pull this all right here. Got it pulled up right here, that boy.
Another check for the good guys. Check for the good guys.
And you know what this is? This is another
being forced to retire. Colorado running back Charlie Offerdahl emotionally stood in front of the team and announced his playing days are over due to health concerns stemming from multiple concussions. Coach Prime told him even though he's hanging up his cleats, they're going to continue to pay for his scholarship while he pursues dental school.
So we're going to continue your scholarship, right? We'll pay for everything for him because I love him. He deserves it.
Deion Sanders honored his.
I want to be very clear. He didn't do it for this reason, but my God, is that a great recruiting clip?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Shout out to Prime, man. He gets it.
That whole Big 12.
There's you can say a lot about Prime, but you can never say is that he doesn't understand or doesn't get it. He gets it. He just gets what this is all
He's
about.
the ultimate player's coach.
Yeah.
That's why I feel some type of way when I hear people hating on him. But it goes back to, I think Tuke talked about it last night. Nepotism.
Yeah. I think that's what they hated most. If he wins games or like the same amount of games that he won with Shador with the guys he's got in there now, especially once Julian Lewis is playing, his 5-star recruit. Yeah, this is he gonna shed a lot of that. I love what Prime's doing. Shout out to Prime, man.
Oh man! And one more tap of news. Just an update. We talked about earlier the little toy that's being played in the WNBA. Well, there's been a suspect arrested in regards to the situation. This Mercury and Sun game had one of the toys implemented in the game. Caden Lopez, 18, appeared to throw the item on the court, and he's facing assault and disorderly conduct charges.
They got to bury him so that they stop the trend, because this is gonna keep happening.
Oh, and one more thing. Teddy Bridgewater's back in the league.
Shocking.
Signed with Tampa Bay.
To play football?
Yes, play football.
Shocker. That's what's up. Good for him. Baker back up?
Good, damn good back up. So, question for y'all. I was looking. Yes. So, got a couple of NFL updates. Let me find where to go. So this one, I saw this and I was like, what? Because we kind of picked this guy's team to potentially win his division. Matthew Stafford is dealing with an aggravated disc, and he received an epidural this week.
That ain't good.
That ain't good at all.
Kirk Cousins, here I come. Underdog.
I'm pretty sure Cleveland has some quarterbacks.
Oh, Shador, baby. Shador and those bright lights, baby. Ooh! Shador and those bright lights.
But, hey, bump the lights. Shador with McVay?
Oh, my God.
All
Shador got to do is ball out on Thursday.
Yeah. Is he going to play Thursday?
He's starting.
Oh, he's starting.
Yes.
I'm a little mixed by that.
I heard he had an injury, too. I heard he was hurting.
His arm fatigue.
Yeah.
Yo.
But I have to say this. I don't know how I feel about him starting. Not because of his skill set. How much practice times has he really gotten to run with the ones or even the twos?
Yeah, they're going to continue this humble tour with him. So
that's what I think this is.
Mm-hmm.
It smells like a setup.
Mm-hmm. The fix is in.
Except to go to the Rams, baby. I like it.
For real.
Justin Jefferson is dealing with a hamstring. They're not ready to practice. That's what he had last year too, right?
Yeah.
Say what? Oh, yeah.
Had the hammy. Chase is the best receiver in football.
Keep telling people that.
Darren Waller, who came out of retirement to join the Dolphins, he's still about a week away from practicing. Kenny Pickett suffered a hamstring injury. Anthony Richardson is going to start the preseason opener against the Ravens, which week 1 starts tomorrow. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones came out and said he's not confident that Micah will play in week 1.
Not because of injury, because of the contract?
Because of contract.
They're fumbling the bag over there.
Yeah. Jordan Addison, he was going to appeal it, but he decided not to. So he will sit his 3-game suspension for violating the league's substance of abuse policy.
He smoking weed?
Nah, the driver. Remember he was in the car or something. So last year.
What's the substance? But they said substance thing. It was a substance thing.
Yes.
Oh no.
He juiced.
Steroids?
Did he juice?
Maybe.
It was an incident. Whatever incident we followed last year, that's when he gets suspended. Because he wasn't suspended last year.
They say the suspension stems from the DUI arrest.
DUI, right? Exactly. Last year.
So the substance is the DUI. Okay, it's the drinking. All right. Drinking while driving, of course.
You should have been to that. You should have took that last year.
Yeah. No, I remember covering it. I would just they said substance, and I'm like that. I guess. I mean, drinking's not illegal, but drinking and driving very much is. So.
And the last update we have is running back Kyron Williams for the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
He agreed to a 3-year, $33 million contract. $23 million.
11 a year. That's actually steep for a running back right now. Pretty good. He robbed him. Good job.
Last story I have tonight is kind of a heartfelt story.
Ooh.
Last subject of tonight. I'm going to ask you guys, has anyone seen the second rendition of the Shannon Sharpe, Sterling Sharpe interview?
I have not.
I want to invite you to go check it out. I clicked on it the other night, and it's a reason why my sleep has been off for the last 2 days, because I started at about 1 in the morning for whatever reason. It's about a 2.5-hour interview, and I was glued to the TV during the entire time.
Take your ass to bed, coach.
Gonna call him Shannon. I don't even know, man.
Uncle Shay Shay.
Supposed to be Sterling. It is still Sterling's big week, but the fact that his big brother's running all through the news, man, over this crazy stuff, man, is wild.
Did he have him up there for the whole speech?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They're the first brothers to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Siblings.
I see what you did there.
I let it sit for a while too, and then no one said anything. I had to crush that. I had to do it.
and you knocked it out the park, bro.
That curveball was hanging. I had to.
So some of the highlights that I saw from the interview was I didn't realize that they were originally born in Chicago. They are
in South Carolina or Mississippi?
Georgia.
Georgia. Oh, okay, it was Georgia.
I want to say they're 3 years apart, roughly 3 years apart, and they had an older sister that was her and Shannon are 8 years apart.
Shay.
And they moved to Chicago to the grandparents when Shannon was 3 months old. Their dad came and got them, but then they went back permanently when Shannon was like 2 or 3, I think, at that point in time. It was just an amazing story. They talked about how they grew up. They grew up in a house with no running water. Mm-hmm. When it would rain, it would literally rain inside of the house.
You ever seen the house?
I've never seen it.
So he did an interview or like I don't know if it was a documentary. It was like 30 for 30-ish, but it wasn't 30 for 30. But they like very heartfelt interview, and they went back to the house, and
it's about 1,000 square feet or something like that.
It looked like a rundown shack, bro. Like, and then they even asked him, like, "Oh, well, it hasn't been kept up." And he's like, "Nah, it was like this when we were in it." Like, it's crazy, crazy, crazy what he came up out of.
Another highlight that I had about 2 or 3 highlights I'll share with you guys. Another highlight that I had seen was he was saying that if it hadn't his happiest day of his life and his saddest day of his life is when his grandfather passed away.
Mm.
because he goes, if his grandfather hadn't passed away, Sterling never would have played football.
Oh wow.
Because he had two older uncles that played. One broke their leg, the other broke their collarbone. And their grandpa was like, pretty much you breaking up my kids. Who's gonna help me on this farm?
Yeah.
So he wouldn't have played if his grandfather had still been alive. His grandfather had 3 heart attacks. The third one, he actually had it and he passed out on the couch on top of I think it was Shannon, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Sterling. And they rushed him to the hospital.
That's wild.
And then he was in there like 2 or 3 days, and they came home off the bus, and the grandma told him grandfather didn't make it.
Yeah, that's wild.
I knew Sterling was dominant, but man, that dude was a stud at South Carolina. They retired his jersey while he was still playing. He was such a stud.
Yeah.
My man Deuce McAllister couldn't wear his number jersey. Goes on retired.
And he said he was the only one that he considered to wear his jersey because he won't let anybody else wear it. But he said he considered it briefly with Deuce. He's like, his name is Deuce.
Name's Deuce.
And the last one that I saw that I was two more. The last one, the next last one was, and I posted about this the other night. He said that when he got hurt and he knew 9 weeks, he had symptoms. He would lose, temporary paralysis, weird sensations and stuff like that. And even, I want to say his next to last game that he had, he took a shot where he lost control of his limbs.
Oh wow.
And he had his ankle was swollen from he had ligament damage and stuff like that. But he came out, but he played the next week because it was a playoff game, and he knew the team needed it. It's a guy who was on the verge of permanent paralysis, severely damaged ankle. His last game, I want to say he went off for 9 catches, 132 yards, 3 tubs.
Come on, dog. That is Move T.O.'s moment in the Super Bowl to number 2. Sterling just went to number 1 today because I never even knew that.
Yeah, he was cooking up.
And he said that when he retired, that he was disappointed that nobody from the Packers organization contacted him to see how his surgery went. The next time he heard from anyone from the Packers organization as a whole, he goes, obviously, all those people that were there before, a lot of them retired and moved on, whatever the case may be, was when he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He said he accepted their invitation for the Hall of Fame party they gave him. He said it felt weird.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pay that $250.
He turned his back on him.
Pay that $250 to get in there, baby.
And 2, did you know this? Remember when he retired, he worked as the analyst for ESPN?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
In 1996, I believe, one Gerald Wayne reached out to him and tried to entice him to come play for Dallas.
That would have been fine, dog. That had the throwback Sterling Sharpe jersey. Dog. Y'all lucky. Y'all people in football world lucky. You know what I'm saying? Because that would have been 4 titles. It would have been 6 titles, baby.
He go living in the past again.
Hey, Coach Brumley in the past.
But if y'all haven't seen it, man, I invite you guys to go check it out. I thought the Cat Williams Shay interview was going. I think this might have been his best one I've ever seen.
He knew exactly what to talk about, what to ask. It's his brother. It's his favorite person on the planet, basically. Like, yeah, I can only imagine.
And he's interviewed his brother like 90 million times. He had to.
But this was the first time they've interviewed in person. They've always done it through Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
They sipped some of the yak that was up there.
As they should.
Sterling said that was the second drink he's ever had with his brother. The first one is when he told him about the Hall of Fame induction. So it was a good one, brothers. It was a good one.
Why did it sound like they were estranged or something like that? Were they just not kicking it? Like, what's up?
They seemed like they were very close, but So it sounded like up until the point to where Shannon's daughter, Sterling's daughter, I think her name was Summer, when she was born, his big brother did everything for him. For his car, made sure he had what he needed in school. He took care of him. But once his daughter came, he said, hey, I got other priorities now.
Yeah.
But he says part of it too is the way that they were raised very old school. Remind me of my grandparents, to where they don't do spend the nights. So they really, unless they see each other at a destination, it sounds like they just didn't have no. It wasn't like me and my brother, where we talk like every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go check it out, man.
Yes, yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, I gotta watch it.
I gotta save for later. I just went to YouTube and found it.
Nice. Shout out to the Sharpe brothers, man.
Speaking of shout outs,
shout out to tonight, man. Shout out to one of the Sharpe brothers. Shout out to Sterling.
Yeah,
you know why?
Because Shannon be talking that shit about that.
With Shannon, the stuff that just happened with Shannon sets us back 40 million steps. He don't realize what he did. He don't realize that. But I'm happy that his brother, his big day is coming up, and we don't got to deal with his shenanigans. If I'm Sterling, I do this Hall of Fame speech by myself. I have my brother sit there and watch me.
Damn, like one of the biggest supporters though. So
nah, but that definitely brotherly love, man. I love that I got the relationship with my brother like that. Coaching his brother, he just mentioned he speaks to every day. Will and Jake, you know, your brothers. You know what I'm saying? You know, love your brothers, your sisters, mothers, fathers. You know.
My brother's a bum. I'm just kidding. I love you, Joey.
No, you a bum. Jake said it first.
He is a Jets fan. Yuck.
He is a Jets fan. That does hurt.
On
really
purpose?
quick. Really
on purpose.
Yes, on purpose. No, he grew up that way. He grew up that way. Real quick before I
don't blame his upbringing.
Right. Hey, before I go into shout outs, real quick, there was a rule that was placed in the NFL about smelling salts. They finally clarified it. So George Kittle is not retiring. He's fine. The NFL does not want teams providing it or holding it. But if they want to use it, they got to bring their own stash. So the players are allowed to bring their own salts. The teams just can't provide it anymore, which I can see. This could cause some problems, in my opinion. But I mean, it is.
Hold on. You know why? You know why though? Because they already allow you to burn marijuana now. Now you say you can bring your own. So, oh Lord, here we go. We about to have Michael Irvin 2.0s out there.
But just throwing that little tidbit out there, and also real quick going back to MLB just for 2 seconds. Contract news: Boston Red Sox signed phenom rookie Roman Anthony to an 8-year extension worth $130 million, and it could max out all the way up to $230 million with a $5 million signing bonus. He's had an unbelievable season so far, coming out in the rookie year, and the future looks bright with Boston with exactly how hot they are. But with those 2 little extra news stories, sorry for holding you. Shout out to you guys. I was on time tonight. Shout out for Will being on time. Great week wrapping it up right now, and everybody enjoy your weekends when they come.
Shout out to you fellas. Shout out to Coach for running the show today. Real nice. Great topics. Shout out to the chat.
The Red Sox, Red Sox player will be a Yankees in 4 years. Tops. Shout out to everybody tuning in tonight. Great weekend.
If he is, that means he sucks. That's what we always give you the leftovers.
Yeah, y'all gave it.
Except when it came to the biggest one with the babe.
Johnny Damon was like the worst one.
Ellsbury was no better.
Hold on. Johnny Damon went there and got a ring.
Yeah, but he wasn't like he stole money though.
He played with juggernauts, man. Like he was with the Red Sox. He stole championships with the Red Sox. Well, he played a big part in that Red Sox won than the Yankees won. So yeah.
He played a lot better for our.
I'll tell everybody tuning in, man. One love, one heart. Let's stick together and be all right. Yeah?
Yeah, that's the sign off right there.
Shout out to you fellas. Shout out to Dale, Jalissa, Brandon,
Yep.
and Bobby. And Bobby.
I like how there was confusion behind that, Coach.
Well, the reason it was is because instead of me putting Bobby's name, I put the "Hey yo." I'm like, who the hell is that? But
That's
shout out
funny.
to you fellows, man. 3 weeks in a row, we're building this momentum as we roll into the 2025 NFL season. Can't wait to cover with you guys from beginning to end. As always, I think this season number 3 for us collectively.
Yeah.
It's 4.
4?
Yeah.
4? Oh wow. Yeah, since
Four.
COVID, right? Since COVID, right? So my
Yeah, I've done 2 years upstairs and then a year downstairs. So yeah, this should be the 4th.
man.
What we gonna do it, guys? Who gonna sign us? What's sign off again?
Yeah, baby. We in season 4. Dale sucks and all that. We know. We'll see you Monday, Dale. But until then, kiss the wall and a home run, baby. Steroids. Se me so sad.
Thanks for watching our show. Remember to subscribe for more shows on the network. Smash the like button, share, and comment.